But here's Pumpkid. I do like this design a lot. This is a great design for a pumpkin Pokemon. It's a ghost grass type. Almost the same concept as Pumpkaboo, but it doesn't actually have a ghost coming out. Instead, it's just an evil face. It does have one more evolution after this. They were born from the spirits of those killed on the Halloween night. Each Halloween night, they roam cities looking for more victims in order to increase their species numbers. Okay. I'm going to look at the evolution, which is exposed by a death stone to get into this. It is Gordaver. This is dope. Wow. It's definitely not Pokemon, but that's probably like the coolest picture I've seen out of everything so far. Like, I want to have this on a phone case or something. This is cool. Ghost grass type, cursed body, and aftermath. It uses 3 legs to stab trees to take their life force, making them die. Its creepy look and body gave it the nickname the Gross Tech Gourd. This is a very dope Pokemon. I kind of want to have like a keychain of this thing. That's freaking cool. But yeah, really cool Pokemon. Probably one of my favorites. It's the pumpkin Pokemon. Alright, this is Tick Lock. It is a clock Pokemon. Kind of interesting. I like it. It's pretty cool. It's a ghost steel type. It's a haunted clock, but it has like a goofy nature. I do like it. A bit too cartoony for Pokemon, I feel. According to folklore, whenever a hands-on its face strikes midnight, a life is taken. It hangs on walls, pretending to be a clock, and frightens others that walks past it by rattling its pendulums. Which I can imagine. I feel like Pokemon will make a clock Pokemon that is ghost, but it won't stray close to this. I feel like it would be more so something else. I don't really know. Like, if I really put thought into it, I don't know. I don't think it would be steel type either. Like, well, I guess like one of those grandfather clocks would be steel types. I was more so thinking grass because of the wood, but I guess steel types make sense too. But yeah, grandfather clock. That's probably more of what I'm thinking. This kind of looks like a cuckoo clock. It doesn't evolve into anything. But there is another Pokemon, Pontor. It looks like it doesn't. Well, first impression, it looks like he's looking at his tail. It's like, man, or no, he's like, man, how come I don't have feet, man? It's a normal fairy type. It has rivalry and stamina. Also has the Klutz ability. So stamina wasn't really an ability up until 7th gen. So that tells me that all these bios weren't made until like last year possibly. As soon as it's born, it is able to run as fast as a jet. Their legs lack hooves, which is why he's sad, making them slightly defenseless, but the muscles inside make up for it. So it's a very strong Pokemon. It's a pony Pokemon, normal fairy type. I don't know. I'm kind of curious what his like head's made out of. It kind of looks like a candle almost. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna have to look out for like the evolution. It evolves into Toroff. Oh, it's a centaur. Not really what I thought about at all. The face kind of looks bizarre to me. Did not expect that. Like the body type on the centaur kind of looks a bit. I don't want to say a bit too realistic, but that's kind of what I want to go for. I'm not really sure. I don't know. This Pokemon's off. It's not really fitting on most animes in my brain. You know what I mean when I say that. Their hooves are strong enough to penetrate an Aggron's armor. They work in groups in order to protect Pontar, which is the pre-evolution. Alright. It's a fighting fairy type. So the previous evolution is normal fairy and this is fighting fairy. Okay. So I don't know. The first stage I like a little bit better because this one's a bit too bizarre. So here's Peniswit or Peniswell. There's a duo. I actually like these two. They're dope. Bunny Pokemon. I'm kind of wondering what's the difference between the other. They do evolve twice. I guess it differentiates from male and female. They're both fire types, which I did not expect. They both look electricity. The females of the species of Pokemon are known to be more attractive because of their fur, making them targets for hunters. The males will always try to protect the females from harm. Which one's male and which one's female though? Is the female one the red one because it's pink? Is that how it is? I like them, but I mean, I guess that's fine if you just look which one's boy and which one's girl. Here's a Lagomel, or Lagomelt. Yeah, okay, now it's completely obvious. I do like it. I like the designs and everything. Fire type. The male of the species are very defensive and protective, but can be known to have a sweet mischief side. Females use their beauty in order to manipulate the males into doing what they want. How could you? He loved you! But yeah. I kind of see a story writes itself right here as well. Like, I imagine a Nidoran thing, you know, where Nidorina. I kind of get that vibe. I could kind of see that. Yeah, they fit in Pokemon, but they also fit in, like, they're pretty versatile. I like that. There's Harupt. I think that's how it's pronounced. Very different in color, which is interesting, because they was, like, always red and blue, and this one's purplish. Different shade of blue. I'm not kind of. Both of them are kind of closer to the purple side. But yeah. The girl one looks a bit off. I think because of its body style. The boy one I'm fine with. The female's fluffy fur is very durable and comfortable. In order to protect their young, the males are extremely violent and will attack anyone who approaches its territory. God damn, why do you have to be so jealous all the time? Like, it's okay, man. It's okay. But yeah, that's how I feel about him. Cyros. I think that's how you say it. It's a very bizarre Pokemon, but I think it's concept based. An eyeballs Pokemon. His hands are eyes and he has no eyes in his face. It hides in the shadows and stalks wanderers at night, sealing their life force as it stares at them until they are unable to continue moving. It is known to steal the eye of dead and sometimes live humans, or live humans I should say. God dang, this whole region, you just turn the corner on Route 1, you're gonna pretty much die. Like, there's Pokemon that can eat you and like steal your life force and like do all kinds of stuff. God damn, it's a ghost type, which I didn't expect. It looks like a psychic type to me. It does evolve into something at level 43. It evolves into Dem Eyes. Dem Eyes. Whoa! His hands, the way he's holding his eyes, makes it look angry. Yeah, very bizarre Pokemon, but I think I like this one more. The only thing is, it does remind me too much of Dino. Or Dano, I should say. And like Zuela's, because of the colors and the way it looks. And the body style is obviously different though. But it wouldn't work in Pokemon and in most animes. Like, it fits in like Persona, I guess. It stalks wandering humans at night, emitting a bright light on its chest to steal the victim's eyesight, leaving them permanently blind and unable to see where they are going. After stealing a victim's eyesight, it will still stalk them, and when the victim is asleep, it claws their eyeballs out and keeps them. What the heck, man? What the heck is morbid? Still ghost type. This one does look more ghostly though. It's like ghost dark. It looks. This one's Goo Ghost or Goo Goost. Whoa! Okay, I'll say why I said that. That's standard Goo Goost. It's scared about something. Oh man, I don't feel so good, man. It's an occupant Goo Goost. It's like a Wobbuffet or some kind in there. What the heck? That's why I was doing that. Goo Goost is the result of a malevolent and frightening spirit possessing the body of an infant. When it is frightened, the spirit comes out of its mouth. putting the host body in a zombie-like state. God dang, I kind of like this, to be honest. I like the fact that it's like a wild effect ghost. That's cool. I want to put this in a thumbnail, but I don't want to spoil things. It's a ghost type. The only thing in the standard Goo Goose is not much ghost, but this is. I think this also should be dark ghost, solely for the fact that there's already just a regular body state, and you see him scared for his life. You see what I'm trying to say? But it doesn't take away from being a ghost type either. As soon as the ghost comes out, then you see what I'm trying to say? Like, this by itself, you don't think just ghost. That's just like not a thought that crosses in people's head. But anyway, we got Tonix. Tonix is like a musical note. It's a mic. Water bug type. Interesting. Kind of a good concept so far, like thinking if it is a fish, you could get creative with a whole bunch of water Pokemon. It gives off a melodious and sound when happy. Its voice is said to be the most beautiful out of all the Pokemon in the Quilo region. Does it, well, when it sings, does it hear itself, or is it like internal sound, or how does it do? It's okay. I like the concept. Xylotone is the evolution with the water stone on it. Yeah, I like the whole concept thing. It's pretty smart and clever. I like this. It's a musical note. It's the same good concept with Chatai when they use the musical note for his head. I feel like this one works better because it's a lot more subtle, but at the same time it really shows how talented Dark and Windy is. Its tail is actually... Wait, what? Its tail is actually its intestine, which it uses to let out different tones for its melodious sounds. It eats kelp and plankton in order to keep its throat moist. It's in the water though. It's always moist. It's as moist as it could get. Like not like moist, but like just wet. I mean, you do go in the water, don't you? Like, yeah, but that's all the evolutions. Here's Taiki, or Taikai, or Tick-Eye. I would be happy if the eye was not there. Like, if you see that, then that's fine. The eye, I don't know. Maybe it is necessary for the rest of the evolutions, considering that I see eye in both of the names. But I like the design. The eye is the only thing that kind of stands out a bit. They are highly recognized as guide Pokemon because it is able to show people the errors that make in the future. They can sense hostility when they match up by blasting beams from the mouth of its body. Rock Psychic type, which is interesting. It looks more steel. Here's Dosido. Alexa, you play Despacito, please. Is at level 33, it evolves into this thing. It's almost like Totem. Okay, I kind of get it now. They could have just added the eye on this evolution, though. They are said to read Aurora's bend one's mind and to their world. They use their eyes to view into the past, present, and future. This does look more rock, to be honest, so I guess there's that. And you get this Pokemon after being traded. I like this a lot right here, actually. That looks pretty cool. It almost looks like a birthday cake. No, it reminds me of in Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of Exodia, there was like the Gate Guardian. That's what it reminds me of. It could be in Pokemon too. Like, this could work. It's not like too stray away from it, I guess. A lot of people would have like theories about Unknown and such. It is said to be the wisest rock type Pokemon. The multiple eyes on its body are the source of its massive power. I like the bottom though. It reminds me of an insect. Here's Q-Slash. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like this right here. I could see this in like the cover of a manga. Q-Slash are spirits of the dead schoolgirls that met gruesome fates. They seek vengeance over themselves by following others at night, and once they are close enough, they attack. Alright. Background scary being background. Origin. Wow. There's an evolution, I think. Well, it's not known to evolve into from any Pokemon. They seem to be related to Hedred, which is a different Pokemon. Let's see what number it is. Oh wow, that's way far in the generations. That's in the 800s. We won't see that anytime soon. We won't see that for a very long time. Let's look at the next Pokemon. You got right here is Urib. It's a crab Pokemon. I don't know what this accent is, but it's a ground ghost type. It's kind of like a... It's almost like a cicada almost. Oh shit, I almost hit the thing. It looks pretty cool. I guess it's fair enough that it has ghostly eyes and it has the ghostly tail like I mentioned. Crustacean is what it evolves into. Well, before I do that, I need to read this. This Pokemon haunts sandy areas, floating in places, just staring at a victim, causing paranoia. Seems to have no emotion, as it shows no pain from attacks and never seems to do anything but stare into space. Alright, and this is what the evolution is. That looks pretty cool, but I expected it to look a little bit more ghostly than that. It's not 100% obvious that it's a ghost if you just showed this before the other one. It occupies all hermit crab shells, only come out when disturbed. Trainers who have this Pokemon are said to have no emotion later on. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a cicada, similar to like Nincada and Ninjask and like Chidinja. I usually call them Nikada, but it is cicada, so it's Nincada. But yeah, you get this by exposing the dust stone. It's decent, but it needs to have actually show. It has to be emphasis on the ghost. Here's Cubite. It's another thirsty, hungry thing. I don't know. It has this symbol there. It's pretty decent. It might be a little bit too simple though. It's Ice Fairy. Their tails are encased in ice, allowing it to block attacks that hit it. They freeze particles in the air in order to create snow. Yeah, I would say it is too simple, but like it is somewhat decent. Like the color choices are there, but yeah, it might make up for it for the evolution. So we'll see. Right now, at level 35, it goes to Rayuki. It goes into this. Okay, it makes up for it for that. This is pretty decent design. Ice Fairy type. It looks like it's flying though, but okay. Cubite. Oh shit. Okay, well the other Pokemon's in another generation, so there. Wait, how do you... What? Oh, no, never mind. Cubite was the previous Pokemon. They can breathe out of snowflakes, making it a fun time for children who encounter it. Their tails can be fire snowballs and icicles as it swallows moisture in the air. Alright, I thought the previous evolution was the evolution. I keep misreading that, but you get this at level 35. Dimecrysicle, or Dimecrysal, it reminds me of Cragano a little bit. Except this one, I don't think it's meant to be shaped as an ice cone, but I do like this Pokemon. It can be alongside Cragano. They were created when the moon's energy had an impact on an icicle. They meet their heads stuck in the roofs of an icy caves in order to keep their bodies from melting. It doesn't evolve into anything. I don't know. Cragano or this? Why not both? I mean, this Pokemon doesn't have to exist. I mean, the shape is decent. It's not bad. I don't know. I guess I would just keep Cragano. Here's Tolum. I like this Pokemon. The seeds, you know. Their bodies are covered in sweet, powdery substance that attracts unwanted attention to it. It loves to dance and can always cheer someone up. It's a pretty decent Pokemon. It evolves into this thing with high friendship. It is Salty, or Sweetie. Oh, this is a great design. This is probably one of the best too. Oh, it's so happy. The sugar can cause whoever eats to dance. It can sense when others are upset, prompting it to give off more sugar. See, if Ash were to go to a different region, this would probably be the mascot of that region. You know how Johto, they kept pushing Meryl to be the mascot of Johto? This would be it right here. That's the mascot. Meet Quilo's mascot right here. I like this. This definitely up there. Top 10. Top 5 even. Meflano. I like this Pokemon. Pretty cool. Interesting head shape, but I do like it. Has nice spike ball star shape. This is probably based off the Ankylosaurus, which is my favorite dinosaur. God damn it. Oh, it is based off the Ankylosaurus. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that dinosaur. I like that dinosaur the most. It does evolve into something soon. Using its tail as a weapon, Manflano can defend itself. Its tail is small and stubby at birth, but it grows blunter as it grows. So at level 39, it evolves into Macerneo. It looks like an Aggron. This is pretty dope. It's gotta go in a certain dungeon, if you know what I mean, but it is a pretty cool Pokemon. But that's the only thing. It kind of reminds me too much of Aggron, but it still is a good Pokemon nonetheless. Once used alongside Knights, this Pokemon can cause massive damage by making its tail enlarge. It slashes quick, causing critical damage. Pretty dope. I like this Pokemon. Chimera. This is based. It's another uranium Pokemon. It looks like it's a Chimera Pokemon. It's Chimera. This is like almost like uranium Pokemon, where they made this one right here, as you see on screen. But I think this one's better, honestly, because like the other one is just all red and it doesn't really match up, and it has an evolution that has like a white mane. But this one, I'm gonna hopefully see some good choices here, but it's pretty decent. I know this is based off something, so I can't really go for too much, but yeah, it's based off the Chimera. These Pokemon are independent and never want to be given much attention. Their snake-like tails can actually attack and bite anyone that comes too close to it, giving them a non-lethal dose of venom that could only eats away the skin. So at level 35, it evolves into Maravage. Gets into this. The ear's a little bit too big, but it's cool that the fact that it has like a cobra for a tail, and interesting color choice. Usually when I think of Chimeras, they're like very disproportionate with like their body style, so all the colors are like usually always different. There's always some missed pattern about it. Now for this, it almost looks like it's a uniform, which is interesting choice, but it's not a bad design like for a Chimera. Comparatively to what Uranium has in this one, so far Dark and Windy has it again. They are merciless when hunting prey. Their tails bite the victim and paralyze it, giving them the time enjoying eating while it's still alive. More morbid stuff, yay! At level 47, it evolves into Chimera, which is this. The snake turned into something completely else, and compared to the Uranium one again, this one is better. It's a despicable Pokemon. The tail's a questionable choice though. I don't know about the tail. Like, it looks a bit too, like, it doesn't even look like a snake very much anymore, but still nonetheless. I do like the white fluffy stuff all over his mane and head. It's a part of his head now, which is cool. So, yeah. They pretend to be asleep to give people and Pokemon a false sense of security as they move past, but their tails act as a second head and will inject them with a venom that causes instant paralysis. Their sharp teeth can shatter bones with just one crunch. See, I would just make it more morbid than that, because this Pokemon seems like, since it's a despicable Pokemon, it almost seems like there's no mercy with this thing. Like, I wouldn't just stop it there, like, oh, the tail bites it and gives it paralysis. No, I would just say, just flats out, if they get bit by that thing, they're gonna die. Like, that's as far as I'm gonna do. So here's Kibelgo. Oh, he's like, oh, I just little wings, dude. Alright, anyway. This is an innocent Pokemon. I would say it's insecure in the way it looks in the sprite. It's a Dragon Fairy type. They are extremely frightened of humans in the wild, but one captured, it bonds instantly. They never use their wings because they are scared of heights, and as a result their wings are stiff. See, between this and Bagon, it almost seems like they're two different stories. Like, I kind of feel for this Pokemon a little bit more than I do for Bagon. Because Bagon, he seems like too, and not too aggressive, but he does seem aggressive. But once you get used to Bagon, like, then you know his backstory that he wants to grow up and he wants to learn how to fly. For this Pokemon, you kind of see the story already. You're like, as soon as you just have the feeling that it can't fly, then that's where you start to realize, like, that's the story here. Unlike the other one where it has to develop to know the backstory that he wants to fly. You know what I mean? So, interesting. So it does have one more evolution. With high friendship, it evolves into Dragano, which is a very good designed Pokemon. I'm really surprised at the choice of the wings. I thought the wings would be much bigger since the other ones were so small. These are pretty much angel wings. So there's that. Really good color choice. When Kibelgo evolves, it gets over its fear and gains confidence, but it also gains a cold personality. This Pokemon doesn't care about the pain it causes or the condition of its trainer it's in. Because of this, many trainers refuse to evolve Kibelgo, causing a depiction in the species. I wouldn't. It's apathetic Pokemon. I don't know. I wish the story wasn't like that. Because if this is the final evolution, then it just stops. Like, imagine if, like, Kibelgo evolves into something else, like a middle evolution, and then it evolves into this. That the second stage evolution would be kind of like a Charmeleon, and then if the trainer gets past that, if he overcomes that by dealing with the Pokemon that is not giving him the light of day, is being very apathetic, that it gets rewarded by having such a great Pokemon in the end. Cause that's how I don't know. I feel like if it just stops there and he's just like that. I mean, I guess the story could change just like Charizard, but it almost seems like this is just natural with every Dragano. I don't know. That's just the story-wise thing, but Pokemon-wise, it looks like a great Pokemon. His body language is saying, nah, I'm not listening to you, you punk. Whatever. I ain't listening to you either. You're just not Ionet. It's a very, I don't know. I feel like this is very easy, simple Pokemon. Not really much to it. It is said to have a special relationship with the Pokemon Verubic 2. It assists scientists in labs, powering their inventions. Okay. It evolves into this thing. Well, trading is Galvanet. Oh, it's a satellite. I feel like the satellite could be better though. I don't know. It looks, from the sprite, it just looks like a lamp. At least where I'm looking at. They are very resilient and able to produce more than 50,000 gigawatts of electricity. It is often fired into outer space to help with extremely massive power outages. Yeah, there's not really much to him. It's Electro Steel type, pretty much. Here's Flamor. Wow, it's a very demon-esque Pokemon, but he's pretty cool. I think he's a I almost said mongoose. No, it's a possum. That's what I wanted to say. It looks like a possum, but it's all red. Think about possums. I always thought that possums are ugly, cause like the tails and the mouth area. So I guess I'm gonna have to pass on that. So I have to just accept that mongooses aren't the most attractive thing. So decent design nonetheless. The flames that breathe are black and will always destroy anything that it touches. Groups of them sometimes charge into small towns and burn everything around it. I kinda wanna see that. If he breathes black fire, that's pretty cool. It does evolve into two other things. It's dark fire type. And evolves into this! Whoa, I can't read that. Beelzebub. It's pretty good design. I like this design. I like the fire on his belly. Their black flames can incinerate an entire forest in seconds. They also appear during times that strive to make everything worse. Devilish Pokemon. Yeah. Really, really cool. Oblimador. Almost like an Incineroar, but like badly, like he just decided to just sit on the couch for like 4 years or something. Its dark flame incinerates anything they touch, and they're widely feared because of its evil tendencies. It's actually kind of hard to see in my screen, to be honest. Yeah, they're all dark fire type, and they're all based off the mongoose. Oh no, wait. This says the badger and a demon, and it's also a pun of Tasmanian devil. It's a Tasmanian devil? I thought it was a possum, because like the tail and everything in the first one. I guess not then. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna take back what I said. I mean, it, like, besides the mouth and the tail on the first one, that's okay. This one's alright. Here's Spectrib. It's a skeleton Pokemon. Hang on, let me just check right quick. Is this Pokemon, like, this prison keeper got this one too? Yes, he does. Of course he does. Yeah, it's just some random guy that just decided to get that. It's a rock ghost type. Alright. Discovered in a cemetery, it is theorized that these Pokemon are the deformed skeletons of humans and Pokemon. Scientists have discovered that this Pokemon can survive even when it takes apart. Okay. Interesting. Here's Rybone. Rybone's interesting. It's like the thumbnail of Generation 2 for some reason. Another rock ghost type. I don't know, the skeleton Pokemon, like the first one kind of works, because it's mostly just all skeleton, but this one has like the plasma around it. I feel like this one doesn't work, because it's a little bit too much of like the skeleton, despite the other one just being a skeleton, but this one kind of pushes the envelope. It is able to launch its body parts and enemies and immediately having it come back. The smoke around its body keeps it in check, and without it, its body becomes nothing more than a pile of bones. That's dust? I thought it was just plasma. I guess that's fine, but either way, I still think that, like, I don't know, it's similar to like the plasma horse that's a skeleton. Alright, you got this at level 40. So here's Bomb Mini. That looks pretty cool. I like this. I don't think the back tail thing is necessary. I think if you just have like the screw, then that's fine. Shell armor and hidden ability sturdy. It protects itself with an unused bombshell because it resembles a toy. It is often taken and tossed around by children. It's a bug steel type, so it is bug. Interesting. And it doesn't evolve into anything, so it's just this. You could have many ideas with these bombs though, if you were to get an evolution. Sprocket. It's the next Pokemon. Don't really know how I feel about this, but it has 2 other evolutions, so I might have to save my opinion for that. Steel flying type. It does not have any wings, so does it float? It's steel. It's a very bizarre Pokemon so far. They were discovered by scientists in a mechanical engineering factory. Their bodies are not well structured, but they are still able to fly perfectly by adjusting the weight of their underdeveloped arms and legs. Don't know how the heck he flies, like at all, not even the slightest clue. For some reason on the page it kind of mixes up. It says it evolves into this Pokemon and then into Light Core. Is this the final evolution or is this the next? Yeah, that's what yeah, it was just a little mini, or is it? There's like a second stage evolution. It's a bit weird. I don't know. But yeah, Light Core. There's like a Pokemon missing that's in the later generations. I might have to save my opinion for this then. It's still flying type. I guess those are supposed to be rockets. Their bodies are now fully developed, allow them to travel at the speed of light. Its crest holds special coordinates that tell it where to go. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Here's Equine Girl. Lake Dweller Pokemon. Fairy Water type. Pretty cool. Using their horns on its head, it can cause small floods that can drain away easily. They are more carefree and mischievous than Equine Male. So there's 2 other evolutions. Here's Rail at level 39. Princess Pokemon. I do like it a little bit. It's pretty good. They are known to cause mischief and trouble for fun. They hate being stopped by others, especially Ociogo. That just sounds like a very Hispanic name. Ociogo. ¿Cómo estás? Damn, Soak! That's what it's called. A bit too realistic, to be honest. It doesn't fit very much. It's like its own anime with the characters all being animalistic. So I can't say this one fits. The first 2 was pretty decent though. They used the beauty and fairy type moves to keep Protectricus, I cannot read that, in check. They do a lot of water related pranks in cities while staying under radar. It seems too evil, this whole evolution line, to look so like innocent and stuff. Like, it doesn't even seem like, oh, well, this Pokemon will trick you. Like, you wouldn't believe me if I said that. It's a damsel Pokemon. So why don't you act like a damsel in distress? Whatever. That's kind of weird. Here's Aquise, the male version of the other one. This one straight up looks like a Yokai Watch character. I'm not gonna lie. Despite its small size, it can fill an entire lake within a span of 30 minutes. They are more responsible than equine female, which is interesting. Level 39, it goes to Ociogo. Goes turn into this. Same how I feel about the other one. Is it both dark water? No, that's the other one's fairy water. This one's dark water. They enhance their strength by sitting underneath waterfalls. They are highly protective of anything that is rightfully theirs, as well as a female Pokemon. Which, I wonder which one it is. Here's Protectricus. Falls into this. Yeah, all of them is a yokai character. I guess the first 2 were like pretty good. This one not so much. They tried so hardest to protect others, damn Soak mischief, but he's always end up getting transfixed as if for beauty, and they concentrate on planning their own strategies in the battle. Okay, here's the next Pokemon, Hot. I feel like I've seen this Pokemon before. Fire flying type. Its molted feathers are made into beautiful clothing. They are very combative at birth and always confident in their abilities despite their weaknesses. Still a decent design nonetheless. There is another evolution. At level 40 it goes into this thing. It's Velemia, or Vileami. Actually, it's pretty good Pokemon design. It's probably one of the better birds. Good fire flying type. As it flies, its very fiery feathers sometimes fall out, but Jesus Christ, the alliteration there. As it flies, a fiery feathers sometimes fall out at the at the effing flamingo field. But that's not what it said, by the way. Sometimes fall out, but are immediately replaced by new ones. By flapping its wings, it can cause a massive heat wave that can reduce anything to ash in a matter of seconds. Makes me think like it might turn into some kind of phoenix, right? It'll go into Stwinky, or Stwinkle, little star. It's a rock electric type. Not what I expected when I saw this. Maybe rock type, yeah. I guess that's okay. I don't. Should Plasma be his own type? Cause like the star is made out of gas, but you can't say poison. I don't know. Something seems off about this. And by the way, this Pokemon design is not all that much. It's like it is. There's 3 of the same, so I can't really give too much about this. They are able to blind enemies by letting the electricity inside their connected body bounce around and escape. It is often targeted by poachers and jewel thieves. It evolves into one more Pokemon when it's exposed to the shiny stone. It is Sparklug. Falls into that. A bit more creative, but I don't know. It is on the... It's at a pretty good direction. I feel like these are one of those... He looks like a One Punch Man character, I feel. The green gem is the center of the main control unit of all of the other diamonds. They are able to blind their enemies by reflecting light in their direction. It's an interesting concept as like an enemy character of something. Rock electric type still. Here's a Zashonaut. is this like Sailor Deadpool? Or like, what's that movie? There's like a Melanie or something like that, I forget. It's okay design, it's pretty decent. They are said to be cared for children that change into this Pokemon on the night of a full moon. They never leave the house they live in and enjoy fighting trespassers. Yeah, so besides the fact that you could get killed by either being stabbed or whatever the heck, you could also can't raise your children there because they'll turn into Pokemon. It doesn't evolve into anything. I feel like it should, but at the same time I feel like it'll look a bit too human-esque considering what it is right now. Skirmer. I feel like I've seen this Pokemon before. I guess I haven't seen it, but it kind of does look like Refund a little bit, just a little bit. Dark fighting type. It does have an evolution at level 43. They attack while mercy, or without mercy, biting and clawing at any attacker until they stop moving. They were known to guard to watch over special castles and buildings in older times. Well, why not now? Like, they're doing their job right? Here's the Chomulatila. Two-tailed. Almost like a Houndoom in a way. It's just a bit more vicious. It's pretty decent. They are known to shred their enemies into pieces. Their bodies are covered in a mixture of their own, as well as their victims' blood. This is why you get a level 43. Some of these levels are a little bit too far off. Like, it would have to be a very good balance if there was a game. Because most of these Pokemon are like late 30s. Which is a very long way. This is Kulin. It's a very adorable kitty Pokemon, but it has like something about his legs make it seem like it's a whole different animal for some reason. I don't know, I'm just talking out loud in my head. Like a whole different animal. For some reason, I don't know. They freeze their fur, making it as sharp as needles. Whenever they are pelted by someone they don't like, they can release a mist from their foreheads so they can escape enemies. It's pretty adorable. Does it have an evolution? It has two evolutions. Falls into Frostleet. This Pokemon looks a bit too goofy, if I'm being honest. They are great companions for Eskimos and travelers venturing snowy mountains. By shaking their fur, they can whip up mild snowstorms. At least the clever thing is like it has an ice mask. That's pretty cool. Let's say Slush Rush? Yeah, okay. His ability is Slush Rush. This is how you get it at level 38. So it's again with the late 30s and stuff. Here's Linorf. This one's pretty decent. It's just there's like a bit too many pointed stuff. That doesn't really sound like actual criticism, but like there's just... Because he has like the hair that's all spiked out, and then the back of his fur's all spiked out, and his top of his fur spiked out, his tail spiked out, his feet spiked out, his hair on his feet spiked out. It has a rough, durable body thanks to his extremely strong icy bones, which the scientists have proven are made out of never melt ice. Their claws generate freezing air that can slow anybody down, any down-in opponent. Okay, I guess since it has a rough, durable body, but you can still present that by just making it like... It already shows that with the ice on its feet, and like, I don't know, it's overspiked. But yeah, I would say that the... What was I gonna say? What is this based off? Is this based off the lynx? Yeah, it is based off the lynx. Okay. Here's Gargon. I think this is one of the Pokemon that one of them were talking about. I don't remember. Gargon, this is actually a pretty good design. It's just a rock type. For some reason it's not a flying type, but I guess to be fair, Gargoyles can't exactly fly, they glide. You know, it's flying with style. Alright, it evolves into that thing. Its arms are always extended as a zombie-like fashion. It always stares blankly from the tops of buildings, observing everything it sees. Yeah, one more thing, Jackie. Most Pokemon stare at you. So here's Gravoil. Pretty good Pokemon. It looks like Brooklyn from Gargoyles. Rock flying type. So this one could fly, unlike the other one. It perches itself atop buildings and treetops, watching whoever goes by. It occasionally goes by and attacks who it sees without particular reason. Alright. At level 45 you get this thing. I didn't think the approach would be this way, but you know, kind of like almost like a pterodactyl. It could be, I don't know, I would have made it look like all the other Gargoyles besides Brooklyn, because Brooklyn's kind of one of a kind thing. For some reason it looks like a weird dragon. You know. Here's Spino. I'm not sure what this thing is. It's a psychic dragon type, so I guess this is a dragon. These Pokemon are extremely emotional and dislike when people argue. Their spikes can release a fluid that can heal wounds, making them sought by doctors and pharmacists. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Here's Dino Spike. This design's a little bit better. Psychic dragon as well. The orb on its chest can detect anger and spite, which makes it very upset. Its spikes can be used calm and make hostile enemies friendly. Yeah, a little bit more decent. Kind of curious on the last evolution. Here's Spikosaur. This design actually is really good. I like that. I like that the top has like a different entire color. I want to say color palette for some reason. Spikes Pokemon. Spikes. It is highly regarded as a peacemaker in times of trouble. It doesn't really look at it from the sprite I have right here. It sends a barrage of its spikes that can calm down whatever they touch. Yeah, because they'll be dead. You're stabbing them. You get this at level 50, which is crazy, but at least it is a dragon, so yeah. Here's Riot. This also looks like something from Uranium. I could swear there was like a, maybe, I don't know if it was a cat or a bat. Maybe the same colorations is what I'm thinking of. Comparing a lot of things today. They raise their tails during thunderstorms to charge themselves. They are very excitable and playful Pokemon that needs to keep moving in order to keep up their energy. But so far, like compared to all the ones that I said in Uranium for like the entire Generation 2, he's been kind of upping it than compared to this, you know, the Uranium art, I guess. It does evolve into 2 other Pokemon, but like the levels are crazy. This one's level 40 to Amp Park, which is a pretty good design. I'm kind of curious what to see. What is this metal thing that's blue? Because it's kind of outlined. I guess all the other ones are outlined too. Whatever is green. It is hypothesized that when they reach a certain level of enjoyment and excitement, their power reaches their full level. They are usually the cause of unusual thunderstorms. And at level 54, it goes to Koyet. This one's pretty decent. Kind of reminds me of a Zoroark, but like it's a bit too fuzzy in the top, but maybe that's kind of what happens when you do electricity all the time. They unleash thunderbolts from their palms. They absorb electricity through their tails and use it to gain energy, so it's able to move quickly. Okay. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. It's kind of interesting that there were super neon bright colors on the first evolution. It kind of toned down a bit. Here's Verubik. Literally a box with the face on it. Not too special. Not really sure what to say about it. It's a virus Pokemon. It does have other things. They decided, well, it's supposed to be concept based, so I guess I'll just back off because I already said that about Porygon. But we'll see where it goes. They reside in a cyber world where no one is able to find it without the help of computer specialists. It's said to have been created to solve an unknown software program. It seems to have failed. Then again, even when it's concept based, it's a bit too overly simple, you know. Here's very big too. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but it's a hexagon. Still not that really special. An upgraded version of very big thanks to an I can't even read that. Something's influence. It'll combat when it's ordered to fix computer software. It has been very effective, though is known to have a few errors. Yeah, cause like one of it's broken off, man. And there is another very big and different. It has to be traded for the dubious disc to get big 3, but we're gonna save that till it gets there. Here's Starvine. For some reason it's like it's a grass type, but it almost looks like a robot. It's a vine Pokemon. Their vine whip techniques are unmatched, as their vine tails have minds of their own. Sometimes the tail will whip around and trip up the Pokemon itself. And it has 2 evolutions. God dang, the second evolution's far off, man. It's at level 52. This one's level 35 though. Here's Midmo. Has 2 tails. Pretty decent design. Still kind of looks like a robot. This is me. Because it looks like it has a screw and the nose is just kind of like metal and his tails is like, you know, what Clement has. They train themselves to command to use their vine tails professionally in order to strike. His tail always eats the grass that surrounds it as it hunts for prey, making them food difficult. I'm gonna guess that there's 4 tails in the next evolution. Here's Enbush at level 52, no less. No, it's just 3 tails. Okay. Yeah, I think I like the second evolution best. This one is okay. I like the first evolution more than this one though, unfortunately. They sit in dense grassy areas and wait for unsuspected prey to come so they can attack it with its tails. It blends in with the surroundings so well that it is called the walking grassland. Okay. So here's Zinchar. Really good design right here. Really like the fade on the tail and like the gray splotch. Steel fire type. No, that wasn't the most obvious thing. I thought it was just fire. When they are first born, their bodies are a pale yellow, and as they grow, the lava in their body begins to spread throughout it, giving it as red coloration. The bodies are 85% steel, but the lava makes trainers think that it's composed of magma. I mean, magma's inside is the thing. That's the difference between lava and magma. Magma's interior, lava's exterior. It evolves into this thing at level 36, into Blade Sync. See, this one looks like a straight up robot. Well, not like straight up robot, but it does look metallic. They are sometimes used to incinerate trash or dead bodies for cremation. Their bodies can reduce flesh to ash. Okay. And Titanius at level 52. This one's okay. A bit too much metal overlay though. I do like the magma underlay. underlay. Their body temperatures can reach 800 degrees Fahrenheit when they are furious. The metal outside of his body cannot be melted. Okay. I like the first 2 evolutions again. Is this Alu? Oh no, Atu. I actually like this thing. I can see this in pretty much every anime. It's very versatile. It's Ghost Steel type though. I would just be fine if it's Steel or Steel Electric type or Steel Psychic. Steel Ghost, kind of, but I guess that's just like the 4th or 5th thing. It's an engineer Pokemon, but this works in so many things. Like, I can imagine this in Cowboy Bebop, maybe not Naruto or anything medieval, but like a lot of things. Possessed by the spirit of engineers, oh gosh, scary engineers. These Pokemon build strange items and place them in palaces and museums. They cover their V-shaped eye holes and retract their arms and legs in order to make it appear as an artifact. Oh dang. It's crazy. It has 2 more evolutions. It evolves into damage. Evolves into that. It looks a lot scarier. It looks like it has a tuxedo. It's at a party and it is really shocked. No, not really. It's very spiked head, I guess. Sometimes the spirit inside escapes through its eye hole to personally attack those who have angered it to a certain extent. It can change its claws to use them to tools to help fix broken machinery and make them even better. It is starting to look a little bit more scarier with the spidery legs and all that. At level 55, it evolves into this thing. Stay blunt. Or the blunt, I guess. Alright, then it's obvious that it's a ghost type. It almost looks like those one things where like when you open it, it's like a coffin that has spikes in it. That's what it looks like. Over time, its armor's legs fell off. Okay, they just fell off. It's not like they glow and then they retract. Allowing the ghostly spirit inside to partially escape. It shoots metal shrapnel from its body to pierce its enemies. Okay. The first one's definitely the best, but I don't mind the other two. Or, you know, it's pretty cool. We are almost finished. There's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 more Pokemon to go. Here's the Luno. Really good, fancy Charmander. I like this thing. Well, it's not exactly Charmander. But yeah, it's a good Pokemon. It's Dragon. It's a picky Pokemon. It is difficult to find, capture, train, and please these Pokemon. It is said to have taken a successful trainer 3 years to completely get their Diuno to appreciate and like them. Or Diuno. I thought that was a J. Alright. It's a picky Pokemon. I relate to this thing. I'm picky too. God dang it. Why don't you accommodate to my needs? Just kidding. Dodgotch. It's actually a really good Pokemon. Reminds me of Guilmon, but yeah, it could work for Digimon. It also could work for Pokemon too. Mold Breaker and Moxie and Multi-Skill has the abilities. It's Dragon type still. No matter what you do for them, these Pokemon are always unsatisfied. Sometimes they disappear and expect their trainers to come over or come after them to tend to their wants. Because, like, just imagine them telling a Mewtwo what to do, because Mewtwo was a trainer at one point. It's like, Mewtwo, I don't care if you're the supposedly called best Pokemon in the world. This best Pokemon in the world wants my milkshake. I'm just saying. Level 65. So, I guess this is the Facito legendary. Is it? Let me check. I don't see anything. I assume it's the Facito legendary since it evolved so freaking late. Tyragotch. I did not expect it to go in 4 legs, but it's okay. The first 2 evolutions are definitely much better. So far, like in Generation 2, like the final evolutions really didn't meet the first stage evolutions, but nonetheless, I think I would say 60% like good, and like and then so after. These Pokemon are very greedy when it comes to their power, and will only use their full strength when they want. So it says. If their trainer does not pay attention to them or does what they want, they will not hesitate to attack other them. They will not hesitate to attack other them. That doesn't make sense. To attack him, you mean? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but these are the Facitos. Because I thought the approach was it's going to look like a more slender Charizard. That's what I thought I was going to go for. But yeah, Facito Legendary. Yep, it says so right here. Okay, cool. So that means the next one is the legendary Pokemon, which is Kakunos, which is the psychic type legendary Pokemon. It is the member of the Timekeepers. I do like the design, it's pretty cool. Born from an orange crystal that fell from the sky. It, along with the other two legendaries, are able to time travel. Kakunos especially is the past. It is said that it cannot return those who go to the past if it disappears. Alright. It is just based off the Pixie and Fairy. Okay, so nothing really much there. Again, Xannis is the next legendary Pokemon. Different coloration to it. Not as exciting as the first one. I mean, I say exciting because like they're a little bit dull colors. As part of the orange crystal, it is born from stays embedded in the chest, giving it power. It can influence things in the present and make them turn out positively or negatively, depending on the type of person you are. Okay. And then the last one, Tyrannus. Why is this one stoned? This one's a little bit, I mean, they're all purple, but the first one has like a more darker purple to it. Tyrannus has like a lighter purple to it. It's part of the Timekeepers again. It is assumed that it was the one born as the leader over the siblings because of the old appearance. Doesn't. Oh, I guess I didn't even notice that was a beard. What the heck? Wow, I don't even know I missed that. I mean, you guys could clearly see it because the color differentiation in the background and all that, but the where I'm seeing it has a white background. And the later revealed that it has transport people to the future and could only work depending on the Xannis antics. Okay. As a whole, the trilogy, I think I like the first one from the past the best. Here's another one, Aderegia. I cannot read that for nothing. Definitely looks like a Digimon and a Yokai Watch character. Definitely not a Pokemon. But the other three legendaries does fit as Pokemon though. This is a normal ground legendary though. It is not known to evolve or anything or whatever, but it's a member of the paternal duo. Goes against some other Pokemon. She is known to have created the land of the Quilo region. It has worked alongside the other legendary to keep the Quilo a prospering region. This other legendary is called Paternoris. Not what I expected it to look like. Also look like a yokai character. And what was that I said? Digimon? I don't remember. It says something else. It's just flying type. It is a member of the paternal duo. It is able to keep away from all storm clouds, but also allow them to when they are needed for vegetation. It has helped protect Quilo from hurricanes and tornadoes by devouring them. Chewbacca is the next one. It is a mythical Pokemon. It has two different forms, which is interesting. This one's very adorable. It's the gracious Chewbacca. And here's the ravenous Chewbacca. Alright, so the second form is activated by giving Chewbacca mystic redstone to hold. But yeah. One legend states that the savage legendary devoured livestock and left the bones arranged at the village entrance, striking fear into the villagers. This Pokemon is known for its menacing attitude towards the Timekeepers, as they constantly end up hindering its feasting sessions every time they travel through time. This thing could travel through time, Jesus. I like that there's a story with this. Like, I could picture a movie with all this happening. But yeah, I like these. These are actually pretty good designs, both of them. The Grace Chewbacca and the Ravenous Chewbacca. Those are two good designs. Pretty good. Here's Ronkika. It's like a wizard. I think this is the last one of the Generation 2. There's a dual type normal psychic Pokemon alongside the other one. It doesn't have another form though. It's a cultural Pokemon. The rings on its tail glows brightly as it brings newly found ideas and power to those who wish to have them. It has a very kind but mischievous nature, taking and bringing cultures and ideas to different places in the world. It's a magic coke ability, and magician is a hidden ability. Pretty cool. It is based off Fox and low key, so it is kind of mischievous. Yep. Interesting. I would picture Loki. When I think of Loki, I think of the color green. That's just what I think of. But it's still not bad, you know. But yeah, that's Generation 2. I would say that, like, I feel bad because, like, the beginning part, it just sounded mostly negative. But then it got brought up, like, at the halfway point. And then I started liking so much Pokemon. Like, back to back, there was pretty good Pokemon that I liked a lot more than Generation 1. So yeah, we're gonna go continue this, and we're gonna go, like I said, hop back and forth with Generation 1 actual Pokemon, and go to Fakemon, and so on and so forth. So next is Generation 2 actual Pokemon, then we'll hop back over to Dark and Windy Generation 3. So if you liked this episode, don't forget to press that like button. Do it for Dark and Windy. He's very talented at what he does. And also, do not forget to vote. To vote, all you have to do is put in the comment section what game you would like me to play for my 10th Let's Play. The game hasn't been... there's no clear winner of what game I should play, so just be sure to do that. Who knows, your game will actually win or not. I don't know. You won't know until you actually try it. But yeah, and if you really like this episode though, please consider subscribing. You haven't considered subscribing yet, please watch another one of my videos. I played the video games, and if you like playing video games, you might like my stuff. With that being said, White Tigers and Dragons to you, and you've been scarred by the night. I'm out.